Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of False Prophets Podcast. I'm Phil Risden.
And I'm Manny Perez.
Oh my God, how are you guys feeling today?
Man, there's a lot of shit to talk about. It
Yeah,
feels good.
there's a lot to
Actually,
talk
it
about.
feels good. Well, today is Friday, so when y'all see this is Monday.
I guess so, yeah.
But yeah, man, we got a lot of shit to talk about.
And can I also too he's right. It is Friday, and we're putting this out on Monday. Can you guys just give us some props in the comments about our dedication to this
Yeah,
fucking
man.
show? We're using our whole entire Friday
Yeah.
for you. We're giving
Yep.
you don't realize the things we're missing out on. Literally, there is a rave going on in my
Downstairs.
basement right now. You have no idea how many NYU kids are doing ketamine in my fucking basement right now, and I could
Off
be
each
there.
other's assholes. and
Exactly.
shit.
I could be swimming in a sea of white pussy. You know what I mean? But instead, I'm here giving
Oh,
you guys
man.
good
'Cause
content.
We love y'all, man.
We do.
appreciate all the love and support. Honestly, you guys are really
Yeah,
pushing us forward because we actually want this shit to work, man. And it's moving really good.
it really is.
So we
man.
love you guys, man. But how you feel? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, and I just want to tell you guys, there's not enough white pussy in the world that can take me away from my viewers.
That's right.
Okay, I just want to make that very,
Now if it
very
was some
fucking
black
clear.
pussy,
Yay, there we go. I'd be gone. I'd be a ghost.
that's different.
This is just an after image. I'm actually no longer here. It's like
It's a hologram, remember?
Yeah,
Last week?
It's like one of those old fucking cartoons on Looney Tunes when somebody disappears and
Oh,
then they just
yeah.
a puff of smoke. I'll be gone.
Yes,
I'll be out of here. But
Oh,
I'm
man.
feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. A lot of interesting news, like
Yes.
Manny was saying. There's a lot of weird things going on. Do you want to tell them about the first news story
Well,
we picked
the
up here?
first news story, which we bumped onto, which was kind of really funny, was this lady is suing a car company.
Yes, she is.
Well, she won the case actually.
Oh yeah.
She got 5 point something mil because she caught an STD inside of the vehicle.
Goddamn right. Like you should, like a true American.
What the fuck? You sue the car company and you win.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
I'm happy. I'm happy for her. I mean, honestly, I feel like this goes in the top tier, court, court cases of history, right? You have
That's right under OJ.
dude, not even that. I think it goes top 3. I think you got fucking Brown versus the Board of Education. You got Roe v. Wade, and then you got this chick who got her fucking back blown out in the back of a Honda Civic, suing Geico. And I think there's something truly American
Yes.
about it, truly opinionated. And
Yeah.
I bless this woman. You know what I mean? Maybe if she was the one spearheading the whole Roe v. Wade thing,
Yeah.
I think abortions would still be here.
Yo, imagine the claims agent. What does he have to inspect? Does he have to inspect her pussy or the car?
A little bit of both.
Call CSI or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Is this shit real? How the fuck do you win that? Yeah,
Could you imagine that type of insurance fraud, where it's this is completely manipulated. She damaged her pussy herself. I mean,
Oh,
there's just no
man.
way. She hires the mob to throw a Molotov cocktail into her pussy. She's trying to get the insurance money.
She probably won because it was actually the Geico that gave her the disease.
Yeah, I know. Well, we do hate
Oh,
foreigners here,
blimey.
so.
Okay, I'll give you
Yeah.
5 mil. That's it.
Just to keep her quiet.
Just to keep her quiet.
You
man.
know? Fucking wild. Shout out to her though. I mean, listen, we're making jokes, but this woman is a visionary. I've never heard of a fucking
Never.
quote like this. I've never heard of a case where you can do something like that and fucking win. I mean, how many times this woman probably told people she was suing Geico, and for that reason, how many times do you think they laughed
Yep.
in her face?
Yeah, and then when she came out of nowhere, she just paid for the bill.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this is my pussy money.
exactly. Oh yeah.
Fuck y'all. Yeah, man. But you do hear a lot of cases like that. Some crazy cases that people actually win.
Yeah.
There's actually a case going on right now. Matter of fact, this Indian mother and father is suing their son.
Really?
Because he got married and they still haven't bared a child yet. Mind you,
Wow.
she's suing them for the equivalent of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's in the millions of the dollars, but it was
Mhm.
6 million rupees or some shit like
Yeah.
that, which is the equivalent of a couple million over here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you have until the end of the year to give us a grandchild, or you owe us all the money that we paid for school, owe us all the money that we paid for the wedding, and then some.
Dude, that's the most Indian shit I've ever fucking heard. Where it's not only are they forcing marriage and a child
Yeah.
on them, I assume the prosecutor is just their other son. You know what I mean? Who actually became a lawyer. You know what I mean? They're using
And
him
bear-
to sue.
And bear the children. That's
Yeah,
right.
and if the two kids, if the two newlyweds, somehow just they can't handle the pressure, they fucking commit suicide or just lose their fucking minds.
Yeah.
The person who would take care of them is, their other fucking son,
other
who's
son.
now a doctor.
Yeah.
It's like they get a whole family for any course of emergency they may need.
Oh man.
I
remember the other one also, which is funny.
Shout out to the Indians raising their kids right.
And also this Chinese lady lost it was a lawsuit. The husband sued her for being ugly.
Well, that's fair. I mean, come on. I mean, nobody wants to talk about it, but
What the fuck,
that
man?
being ugly should be an offense. I mean, come on, like, dude. Nowadays, I mean, you can build a body like it's fucking Legos,
Oh, yeah.
and you're still ugly. You're ugly in today's time. Yeah. Also, too,
man.
not only can you build your own fucking body in a lab, but also no shaming is allowed. So
Yeah.
how ugly do you have to be for people to speak on it? For me to really be there and be like, fuck this. I'm a TikTok activist, but Jesus Christ, are you hard to look at?
Why does your teeth chatter like
Yeah.
that whenever you speak? What the fuck? Nah, man.
Yeah.
That
Like-
is fucking hilarious, man. Like, honestly, like these lawsuits, man, I kind of like want to just like jump into the next Uber and just catch gonorrhea
Yeah,
and just
see
be
what
like,
happens.
hey, what's progressive? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Perfect.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Jesus
man.
Christ. That's
Drop him a tip. That's it.
Yeah.
Just, here you go. Bling,
No
5
pun
cents.
intended.
No pun.
Yeah, John, thanks for the tip, buddy.
Thanks for the tip. Oh man, but yeah, dude, that's one of like the funniest ones that I heard today, man.
But it's also too, it's like that doesn't surprise me because that's very, very common in our country of like suing for any little thing. I mean, in fact, like America's famous for that.
Yeah.
Like other countries, they do talk about how America sues for literally fucking everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is kind of just our own chickens coming home to roost. It's like, yeah, you sue because coffee's too hot and you burned yourself.
Oh,
Now there's someone suing because they got fucking gonorrhea in the back of an SUV, and apparently it's Geico's fault. Where do we stop? What is going on here?
It was only insulting because the car was electric.
I know.
That's it.
I also love how a woman can get a $5 million settlement from Geico because she fucked somebody in the back of a hatchback of a Ford Taurus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But black people still can't get reparations.
No.
It's like, what is law? Like, how ridiculous? I mean, we're doing like Willy Wonka ridiculousness now, and you're still saying like the George Floyd bill can't go through.
Dude.
Nothing can move. Oh, our hands are tied. Really? Because this bitch just got her back blown out and she got paid $5 million. So
Man, but
tell
yo,
me something.
That has to be like
me
some
something I don't know.
strong ass STD to like just still linger in the seat. I don't even think it was the seat, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That dick must have been that fucking good that you don't
Yes.
sue the guy, but you sue the insurance company.
Oh, something
of-
tells me she still hangs out with the guy.
Oh hell yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like splitting that money. You know what I mean? Like they're splitting that money. He's the one who convinced her to sue Geico. That's how
Yes.
good his game
'Cause
was.
he knew she was gonna win.
When she's like, "Baby, I'm burning," and he's like, "Guess we gotta call the insurance company." He ain't take nothing. Like he was like, "It's not me. I'm good." His fucking his head sweating profusely. Right?
Like that Key and Peele episode.
Yeah, exactly. Sweating profusely. He's like,
man.
it burns in you, That's crazy because it doesn't for me. And then he goes into, he's like, hold on, I got to take a piss real quick. Goes on, he's like, oh, babe, that's so it burns when you pee. That's wild. We need to talk to somebody.
Oh my
We need to get a private eye in here to put
Honey, is everything okay? Oh, just listening to grunge music.
things. Yeah. So, just rocking out to
man.
Disturbed,
Dude, man, but man, I fucking love it. But shouts out to you, girl, whoever the fuck you are, man. 5.2 mil or one, whatever, man. I wonder
Ballin'.
what is like the first thing you get after like you got burnt.
Probably medication for gonorrhea.
No, I was kidding.
Probably that.
I was kidding.
Probably at least I'm hoping, if not that, at least some form of birth control
Yeah.
you've paid for. An IUD.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I don't fucking know.
Oh man.
Get a catapult to launch fucking condoms at that guy's house. Something. Some sort of birth control has to be going on.
Yeah, man. But it's that's a beautiful thing, man. Not getting STD, but just
No,
getting
but
that money.
anyone getting money, dude, I'm like, no matter how you get it, it's like, fucking go for it, man.
Dude,
Fucking go for it.
did you hear about Hershey's?
Yeah. Oh, wait. What about Hershey's?
I think they're pandering.
Okay, so we did talk about this
Yeah.
before bringing up Hershey's. So yeah. So Hershey's, I was looking on Twitter because I like punishing myself. You know what I mean? Reading through hateful speech and inspiring quotes all at the same time, so my mind doesn't know whether to be happy or really sad and distraught. And there was
you're like reading a Martin Luther King quote.
Yeah.
So you know it's just like fucking ads for like dick pills and shit.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
how it's proven that it'll work.
and machine guns and shit.
Go
you
from
know?
3 to 6.
Yeah. It's like
Oh, man.
we shall overcome, and then the next thing is like whoever tries to take my liberty can die.
No, we shall overcome is spelled CUM.
Oh,
Ah,
yeah.
fuck, it's still the ad.
Yeah, right. You're like, God damn it. Yeah, damn it.
Oh, man.
Geico.
Geico.
Why? Geico. They're making a transition. You know, but there are companies making transitions like Kodak. You know, the photography company.
Yeah.
They're actually transitioning into prescription pills. You know that?
Really?
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
What the
So
fuck?
it's like companies can fucking change like that. Yeah. So Geico, who knows? Right now, it's like they're an insurance company, but that whole lawsuit couldn't have been an epiphany. Maybe they're gonna be the next OnlyFans. You know, it's like fuck it. Like if we're paying these settlements, we need to be getting a piece.
Dude, they still have the black film for like mad fucking pictures. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna do this.
We're
Like,
gonna do this.
Either you fucking endorse us or it's over.
Yeah.
Fucking guy in a gimp suit and shit getting fucked in the ass and
It's
stuff.
fucking done. But no, we were talking about Hershey. Yeah, so Hershey, I saw on Twitter, someone took a picture of Hershey, and the she part is in like pinkish, like kind of fuchsia
Purplish,
colors.
Yeah.
You know, highlighting
Just the
women.
word she, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like above the word Hershey, it says celebrate. So it's like celebrate she,
Yeah.
basically. And someone sarcastically was like, "Oh my God, all my problems are gone now." You know what I mean? Which is very fair because it's just like Jesus fucking Christ. Could it be any fucking worse? And this is the whole thing. Like we wanted to talk more about like this fucking shameless like capitalistic pandering that's going on. We brought it up in the Juneteenth, episode. We were talking about Juneteenth. Now there's
cream.
at Walmart has
Walmart,
Juneteenth flavored ice cream. Hershey's has I guess she flavored.
Yeah, celebrating women and stuff. Yeah.
Chocolate. You know what I mean? And then basically like I don't know if this is maybe it was Photoshop. I don't fucking know, but it looked incredibly real of like fucking Kraft cheeses or Kraft company or whatever.
Yeah.
They have mayo that was pride flavored mayo.
It's called Gayo.
Yeah, it's called Gayo.
It's real though. It's true. It's
Really?
real. Yeah, it's real. It's real.
So it's like rainbow. You put it on and stuff. Which I'm like, all right, like not only is it shameless, but also like, fuck you, Kraft, for making the only thing pride related a thing that already looks like cum. You know, it's like Jesus fucking Christ. Like at least with Juneteenth, like we had ice cream. It's like black people like ice cream, but it's like, dude, if there was like a fucking piece of fried chicken with a black power fist on it, I'd be feeling a whole nother level of anger.
They molded like a boneless chicken into a fist.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be like,
but it
fuck
actually
you.
tastes good.
Yeah. Like these dudes are. I can imagine them just like shopping this around and they're like, I mean, they like gay people like cum and they like mayo. So why don't we just like put it
Combine the
together
two.
and just kind of
The
just,
secret ingredient that it is coming there.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
That's really cool.
Two birds, one stone. You know what I mean? It's cum. It's Timothy Chalamet's cum. That's what they're gonna. They'll go crazy for it. If you tell them if you tell them that this Gayo is really just Timothy Chalamet's cum with rainbow food coloring in it, they'll start collecting it like Beanie Babies. We want a craze to go on. It'll be the next Tickle Me Elmo. This is what we want, and I'm assuming that dude got promoted.
Oh my gosh, the 2023 edition.
2023.
Nice.
They'll be like sneakerheads. You know what I mean? The new ones. The new Travis Scott Gayo is coming out. Or maybe Isaiah Rashad.
But it's
The Isaiah Rashad Gayo. He's sponsored. He's got the Isaiah Rashad meal.
Pardon me, everybody. I'm just really hot.
No, it is hot as hell, man.
No, but it's funny because it's like you know, we mentioned this earlier. It's like instead of pandering and shit like that, why don't you actually take that money that you used into like making all these fucking rappers
Yes.
and like, you know, all this other shit and actually donate it to a positive cause?
Thank you.
It's like Hershey's. What you're doing is kind of like, oh, you know, you see a woman who was just like brutally hit by her boyfriend and everything. You're like, man, we feel bad for you, but here's a Hershey's.
Yeah.
Like, feel better. Like that type of shit.
Well,
like,
it kind of just says like we're willing to spend lots and lots of money on oppressed groups, as long as it doesn't help anything actually at all.
Right.
Like that's really what it is, because you think about it, right? Instead of doing like the Hershey with the she on it or the Juneteenth ice cream or anything, they could have started writing checks and shit,
Right.
and just made a little commercial about how they gave the money, and that probably
Right.
would have given just as much extra revenue
Yeah.
as those little products they tried to shop around.
Yeah.
But it's more just about the tone deaf bullshit of just being like, we're here for
it's
you.
distasteful, man.
Yeah,
It's distasteful.
that's
It's been
the
going on for years.
that's the problem. It's like they think everybody who's been through shit is fucking retarded,
Yeah.
and they're like, as long as we can like put a black square on shit
right.
or paint something rainbow, they'll be fine. And it's like, no, they won't be.
Fucking crazy.
They'll
thing
be
is
very
that
angry.
Last year, a college university, like for Black History Month,
Mm.
their menu for the lunchroom was like fried chicken and watermelon, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Boom,
yeah,
they caught mad slack on
Of
that
course.
and shit. And next thing you know, this year the same shit happened with another college university. Like on the menu
Yeah.
was just like watermelon and some other shit. And it's just
Yeah.
like, how the fuck are y'all not learning? Like,
Yeah.
don't do this type of stupid bullshit. Matter of fact, just like today, we was watching an episode of The Boys, and Homelander,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, Homelander goes to the Latino superhero, and he offers
Makes
him
it
like a fucking taco
Tacos.
bowl.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
some taco bowl.
And then he
yeah.
speaks to him in Spanish. He's like, I don't speak Spanish. Sir.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's like, sure you do. Like
Yeah,
that type
yeah.
of shit. It's just
And that's what
I
you're
see.
doing.
Exactly.
You're making us eat the taco bowl,
Yeah.
and we don't want to eat the taco
I
bowl.
want
I'm
the
sure it's
taco.
delicious.
I'm fucking vegan.
I don't fucking want it though. I don't want your goddamn taco bowl. Leave me alone.
Oh man.
You know. So yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Please stop with
Yeah,
it.
just stop
If there's
that shit.
anybody watching this that works for fucking Walmart or Hershey's or fucking Kraft, please fucking stop it. Tell your white friends, please fucking stop it. Please stop it.
Word, man.
Jesus Christ.
Word. Random question.
Yeah.
You ever had sex in the car and shit, or did some crazy shit in the car?
You know what? No.
No.
I'll be honest, dude. I've spent my whole adult life in New York City,
Right.
and like, you know, like none of my friends have cars or anything like that, and nobody I ever knew really out here like ever had a car and shit like that.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? So I never. Yeah. No. And even back in like, you know, like if I
'Cause that was
went
the
back
thing.
home, yeah.
Especially back in like, you know, like I'd say.
Well, people
early
who grew up in
nine-
New York have cars.
Yeah, but like let's say like in the hip hop culture, they always said that you'll get in sloppy, toppy in the coupe, that type of shit.
yeah.
Like that was a thing, and like
Yeah.
everybody always wanted to do that type.
I know
of
about
shit, you know?
Sloppy Toppy. I've heard about.
Yeah,
Sloppy
you remember
Toppy.
that?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like
Sounds like a group from the 20s.
getting top with the top off with the sloppy toppies.
It's like a black and white. They're doing like the
and they
Charleston
sing folk music.
Sloppy and Toppy.
Mad tambourines.
Yeah, right.
It's the sloppies.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But-
Yeah, man. Like that behavior was like really celebrated like a lot back in the days and shit. I mean, it's still you're still seeing movies and shit like that. Even like on World Star Hip Hop, I seen a video where this guy was just like fucking driving the car. The girl was on top of him and she was riding him and shit like that.
Yeah.
Dangerous fucking behavior, by the way.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Like when you do that type of shit, you really
Nah, it's
gotta be
crazy.
careful. Just fucking go home or park the car.
Yeah.
And I say that to say this because there was this man, was getting, you know, oral sex,
He's
head,
some Sloppy Toppy.
trying to be a little professional. He was getting some sloppy toppy.
Yeah.
And the shit was so good that he ended up crashing his car.
Yes.
I think into a wall. The impact was so hard that the lady that was giving him head almost bit his dick off.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Like you would want to actually get head that much. Like I'm pretty sure like his toes were curling as he crashed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like,
The head must have been that good that
yeah.
you just like you close your eyes and shit.
Did that shit.
It's like that's his like coming face. Like he has to
Yeah.
close his eyes. Like, fuck that. I'll be on the road like, like one eye on the road, the other one on her. That's
I
like the only time you want to be like cockeyed, just to make sure you do
Oh
the
yeah,
right
just
thing.
to make sure everything's going okay. Yeah, that's fucking wild. I did hear about that when you were talking about it. I did hear about that. I did not know that she almost bit through his dick.
She almost bit. That's like the new age Lorena Bobbitt.
Yeah,
shit.
for real.
Like, yo, like,
You know,
dick almost came off.
using his
man.
dick like chewing tobacco. Just dipping. She's spitting it into a water bottle.
She probably did spit out the foreskin.
Yeah, like,
Uncircumcised
yeah,
dick.
exactly. He's circumcised now.
Now he is.
Tell you that right now.
Shit. Fuck.
Put his
Fuck
dick in
going
a
to the
wood
doctor.
chipper,
Oh,
bite,
wood chipper.
biting on it like beef jerky. Jesus.
Oh man.
Oh man, and you know it's times like these that I would like to do a nice little ad segment for one of our first sponsors,
Oh yes.
Dick's Dick Settlements. If you have a problem with your dick, or you have a settlement that you would like to settle with someone with a dick, Dick's Dick Settlements. Dick's Dick Settlements.
Dick's
We
dick
will work
settlements.
hard for you.
We stand erected.
Yeah.
We stand erected.
Yeah.
Just for you. Thank you, Dicks.
We
Dick
always come
Settlement.
for a challenge. Dick's Dick Settlements.
The truth comes first.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. Your opponent would stay flaccid.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh man. Shout out to our sponsor, Dick's Dick
Yeah,
Settlements.
love that guy. Love that guy.
Oh,
You know, even though I don't care what anybody says about you, Dick, even with that name, you're a super nice guy. Love you. Fucking love you,
I
kid.
love you. Oh man. Cool. Talking about dicks. Nick Cannon.
Oh, yeah.
He's using his
Oh, yeah.
a
Everywhere.
lot.
Everywhere.
A lot.
Oh, yeah. Black
And-
Johnny Appleseed. Spreading it.
He's spreading it everywhere.
Spreading it.
Man, it seems like almost every podcast we're just talking about Nick Cannon. And listen, we
But
don't hate you.
It's his fault, though.
This
He
is-
doesn't stop.
Yeah, he doesn't stop. It's just like what are you trying to do? I get it. I love kids. Everybody
Mhm.
loves kids, but damn,
Sure.
man, it's like how many baby mamas is it so far?
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Michael
9?
Jackson loved kids. He only had 2. You know what I mean? When are you going to stop, buddy? When are you going to call it quits?
It's
I imagine like the way he impregnates, because he impregnates all of them so fast.
yeah.
Like there's 5 women now, and
Yeah,
one of
5.
them is having twins.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's 4 women, and one of them is having twins.
that's his second set of twins.
so that's 5 children that he's going to newly be having. I imagine like the way he impregnates women. He doesn't even have sex with them. He just jumps in like one of those planes that they use to spray pesticides over crops.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
And they-
And it just rains his cum while all these women have their legs up.
like so fast.
You know, he has like one of those old school, yeah, one of those old like old pilot hats that are like leather and the goggles, and he's
It's not even
Yeah.
spring. It's like gloop.
it just comes down, yeah.
It's in my eye. Do it again. Like
Yeah. Coming around for a
Oh,
second
man.
round.
That's-
Nick Cannon, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, just imagine the point.
Oh my God, that'd be great. It'd be like I feel like I let out a little too much. It's like you guys get
And it's funny because I
you
heard him,
overwatered him.
I heard him on Angela Yee's podcast Lip Service,
Mhm.
and they questioned him. They was like, "Oh, so what is it like, 2 or 3?" I heard that one of them is twins. One said it's twins, and then he was just like, "Honestly, I don't know." So reading that shit today, it's just like now there's 4 baby mamas and shit like that.
Mhm.
It's insane. Like,
Oh yeah.
I hope is because you want to make sure that your lineage continues and shit like that. But there's a rumor.
Well, I think the main thing. Oh yeah. Well, you did one. Well,
No, you
Oh,
can
okay.
touch up
Well,
on there.
yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that are involved in this, and I think it's mainly his turban that he wears all the time. That weird hair thing. I'll be real with you. The black men who wear alternative hats community is a fucking menace. Anytime you see a black guy with like a non-regular and irregular hat, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He has different ideals. We're talking about black dude wearing a kufi.
Yeah.
We're talking about black dude wearing a turban.
The
We're
Scully.
talking about black
Yeah.
dude wearing, some
Fitted.
sort of hotep
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They all have wild ideas, and if given the amount of money
beans.
and power that Nick Cannon has, they would be doing the same exact thing.
Yo, I
That
have a
needs to be
theory.
talked about.
I have a theory.
Well, yeah, you were gonna tell
Oh, no,
the
besides
conspiracy
that,
theory.
let's keep
Okay,
that
okay.
for later, but I
Yeah,
have a theory.
we're gonna shelve.
Cool. All right. So you see how like Congress started talking about like UFOs and shit like that. Like,
Yes.
that's cool.
Wait, you think he's a cum
Uh-huh,
demon
uh-huh.
from
Well,
like?
I'm
some
telling. So
years
let's say this. What if Nick Cannon actually died years ago?
ago? Okay.
Nick Cannon's an alien.
Yeah.
In that turban is that little man from Men in Black. That little alien. So when he takes it off, the little man is there with just like
yeah.
controlling Nick Cannon, and he's spreading his seed.
Yeah.
His kids are aliens.
And he's still like that little alien too.
Yeah.
He still looks like he's almost about to die. Remember that? He's like, because he's coming all the time.
Orion.
You know, so he's not dying. He's just coming all the time.
That's what it is.
So weak.
So that's why we're getting a lot of UFOs, man.
Got you.
Nick Cannon is spreading the fucking alien race over here,
He's
man.
spraying his
It's
fucking
not
Orion
his last
everywhere.
Name. Orion's belt is all over these hoes. Oh man.
Orion's come.
What do you think? Orion's come.
Orion's come.
That's my theory.
That's I would say on the False Prophets podcast is people who don't read anything. That is a pretty solid theory.
Thank you, sir.
I would say that.
Yeah.
I like that theory.
I don't read news like you last week.
You know what I mean?
Shame
I
on
know.
you. I'm still upset.
It was a tough.
Like, oh, guys, I
one.
researched something.
I had to
I'm
look
like,
myself
who
in the
the fuck
mirror.
is this man?
Dude,
You read, black man?
I know. I felt the same way. I had to look myself in the mirror and be like, "Who am I? What am I doing?
Grab the lipstick.
What am
You're
I
a pretty
doing?"
man.
Yeah.
You're a pretty man.
I was like, "What is going on?"
Oh man.
Yes, that makes sense. That he's a weird cum alien. That tracks.
That's it.
That tracks
But
for
there's
me.
another theory.
Okay.
Now listen to this. Now I
Yes.
didn't read this from an article, but I read this online
Yes,
on a post. And supposedly it says that a fan thinks that Nick Cannon is having babies to prolong his life.
Okay.
Now listen to this. Therapeutic effects of the umbilical cord blood-derived mesenchymal, whatever, stem cell transplantation and experimental lupus nephritis. I don't know half of these words here, but basically he's sucking the shit out of some like bloody uteruses and shit in order to prolong his life. Because he does have a lupus.
I mean, maybe.
He has something. He has a disease, and he's constantly has to like I guess clean out his blood and stuff.
Gotcha.
And that's a theory.
Wow.
A fan theory.
That's straight. That's some straight QAnon shit.
That is.
Where they're like he's drinking that blood.
Yeah.
You're like, what do you think he's actually? He puts all the babies in a blender like it's fucking like it's a goddamn smoothie, and he sips on it every day before he goes for a run.
He's sucking that shit like those pixie straws.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Or those ices
Yeah,
that we
dude.
get in the summer.
That's his coconut water.
That's
He uses it after a hangover. He's like, this will get me right as rain. Kids, come in here.
It goes in the
Get in
fridge. It's like you want orange juice, and you just see like
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
fucking uterus.
One just
Oh,
says like Malik.
God.
You know, it
Malik.
says children's names. Amanda,
12 months.
Joshua. Yeah, 12 months.
He dates them, has an expiration.
It's like
date.
wine.
Oh,
This
man.
was a good year. This was a good year.
Just imagine he's just
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
do I smell pomegranate? Oh man, but yeah, man, like that's what everybody's saying. Man, but Nick Cannon, it's gonna. I mean, with these children, like I love kids, man, but with these children, it's gonna be really tough to have like equal attention for all of them.
Yeah,
You know, we're going back to that. Like,
it's
he
impossible.
has the money to do it, but the man works.
Yeah.
Wilding out. You got the radio show. You just finished with the TV show that you just had. He's part of like I think CEO of Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
This man works nonstop.
Yeah.
Like you're a legend already, bro. Like we get it. You're a legend already. Now I'm not gonna tell no man to stop doing whatever. If that's what you want to do, go ahead, do you. But damn.
No, it's a lot. I mean, you were saying it's hard. It's impossible to be there for that many children at the
Unless
same
they live
time
in the
with
same
the
house.
schedule he has. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. I was like, all right, like Nick Cannon's a dude who wears alternative hats, so maybe he's having them all live on one compound in like a commune. Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Tissues.
I love that. The camera can't even see it, and we're just like freaking out. No, yeah. Sorry, he had a bunch of Nick Cannons come on him, and he had to shake it off. We don't want this guy getting pregnant. I can't have you on maternity leave. I can't do it. I can't run this
You
podcast
won't know,
without you.
man. I'm already fat,
Yeah.
so you won't even know if I'm pregnant or not. I'm having this baby here. Aren't you gonna see one episode? So we heard about
Yeah.
my water breaks. Oh man, I read this article. I think it was last year. Yeah, she was a little chunky girl and everything. She actually had a baby in the airplane going to Hawaii. She didn't know she was pregnant.
Really?
And on the airplane, she had the baby.
Really?
Yeah. So I hear a lot about that. A lot of like
Did she get charged extra?
They
You know
probably
what I mean?
charge taxes.
Is
and shit.
that like is that a carry on at least?
Nah. Once you're
You
in the
know?
sky, they don't charge tax. The baby's duty free.
Yeah. Right. Oh god.
So she's safe. Yeah, but I hear that shit a lot, man. Like a lot of women, they don't know that they're pregnant and stuff. Matter of fact, there's other cases also that like women who have like birth control and shit, like the IUD is called or something like that. Yeah, like it just breaks or something happens and they're pregnant.
Damn.
Like I think it's a fake picture. They said it was fake. Like one baby came out with the IUD like this, just holding on to it. But it would have been funny.
Like it fucking came out with that shit.
I know
Like
it's in the
my
amniotic
nemesis.
sac.
Yeah.
Just imagine though, like
Brings it back like the head of his enemy. You motherfuckers thought you could get me. You motherfuckers thought I would die. Yeah, in the rain. There's a baby in the rain.
That's the baby's first words. Conan the Barbarian type shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what I've been through.
I hear that shit a lot, but man, like, fuck Nick Cannon, man. Going back to you with the whole pregnancy thing. Do your thing, King.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
God
rich enough.
bless-
I can't tell you shit. Dog.
Yeah, I can't. We don't have the money.
Yeah, exactly. To really tell you.
Nah, man, but do your thing, man. Like, you know, God bless all those kids, and I hope they're all safe and healthy and sound and stuff. So
Exactly.
yeah, man, yeah. But
You
moving
know.
forward, funniest thing happened. Lil Nas X has a diss song towards BET.
He had a diss song.
Yeah,
Really? I thought he just criticized them. He has an actual diss
it's
song.
a diss song. But he criticized them supposedly because he wasn't nominated for album of the year. Or
and
something
they
like
nominated Jack Harlow
that. Yeah.
as like one of the best artists or whatever. You know, and that's the whole thing. I wanted to talk about this because I kind of get it.
Okay.
That's the thing. I kind of do get it because it's like, yes, Lil Nas X is black, but he makes very, very poppy music.
Very poppy music. Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like the music. It's not that the music isn't black, but it's not like Jack Harlow makes rap.
Yeah.
He does. Like he's popular. Don't get me wrong. He's very, very mainstream. But like any song you listen to with Jack Harlow on, he's very much a rapper.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it's like I understand that. It's like, you know, if this was, you know, the 90s or some shit, you know, are you going to put, you know, Lionel Richie over Eminem?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's like I get where he's coming from, but I also get where they're coming from.
Yeah, and you know what? Funny thing is, I remember watching an episode of Drink Champs with Remy Ma, and Nori asked, you know, Remy like top 5 like female hip hop artists and stuff, and you know when Nori mentioned Doja Cat, he was like, she's not a rap artist, she's not a hip hop artist at all.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't rap, she just does poppy music, like, you know, like the type of club
Absolutely.
stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, you can't be upset if your album consists more of pop music.
Yeah.
You know, that's another direction, another lane that you're going through. But I mean, Jack Harlow, I listened to the album. The album is dope and shit like that. And again, I do agree why he's ranting, but it's like if you want that, you know, award, then make more hip hop.
Exactly.
Because you came out as a hip hop artist.
Bro, your first song was like hip hop country. But it was
country.
barely hip. It was barely hip hop.
So you can't complain.
You just had some bass in it. You know what I mean? You had the 808s going, so it was like that. But you're not like a hip hop artist, so I understand why they wouldn't necessarily include you.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he's blacker than you. Trust me.
Nah,
I
it's
mean,
not
look
about
at that
race.
nigga's face.
It's not about.
You know what I mean?
It's
not about
ethnicity.
that. It's about the type of music that you were making.
Definitely.
And how it just sounds. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
know?
It's true, man. Listen, and
I mean, nigga, you already gay.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't really gonna give it to you
get it.
anyway, dog.
You're gay now.
Ain't
Yeah,
really
we
gonna
get
give it to you anyway.
That's
so
it.
on top of that, you gotta be rapping. You gotta be rapping out here.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like also, like if you want to be considered a hip hop artist, man, just give me a good, you know, a nice little EP of like some hot, like
some
hard
like, some
tracks,
little bars,
and that's
dog.
it. And everybody's gonna be talking about you in the barbershop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You want to be added to these like conversations in the barbershop, then make barbershop type of, you know, argumentative music.
Yes, and then I would even say, like, you know, we were just talking about Doja Cat being compared as more of a pop artist,
Right.
But then yes, which I would absolutely agree. But she is also more of a black pop artist.
Yes.
In the sense of just like, you know, like again, Lil Nas X. It's like, you know, it's mostly white people who like his stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like young, like, you know, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old white kids who like his shit. you know, when it comes to like City Girls or Doja Cat or
Right.
something like that,
Right.
you know, they have white fan bases. They definitely do.
But that's hip hop.
But they are still slightly more hip hop than you are,
Yeah.
especially City Girls. I mean, they're strip club songs.
Yeah.
But like Doja Cat, she has white people who love her, but she has like more of a hip hop side to her.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's just a little bit different.
Probably a little more
Like
than Lil Nas X.
ratchet black girls love Doja Cat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. She got good songs.
She does have good songs. I'm not even front. It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
That's not a knock. I'm just saying like where you would categorize things.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. And the thing about it is like, what is pop music? You know, it's basically just popular music.
Well,
so you do make popular
pop music
but
is really
pop-
just white R&B. So that's the whole thing.
Yeah, because
that's all that. That's really all that it is. Is that like all of the genres that we listen to, I feel like are pretty much just segregated, right? So it's like, you know,
Right.
even like, you know, yes, Michael Jackson is the king of pop, but he's the only one that's black that I think the world considers pop
right.
fully. All the rest, it's like, you know, you listen to like 98 Degrees. You remember back in the day in like the 90s,
Yeah.
it'd be like NSYNC and 98 Degrees, and then you would listen to like Boyz II Men and all
Right,
that shit.
right.
And it's like their sounds are slightly different, but they're singing about the same shit,
Yes.
and they're using kind of the same tracks. The only difference is one's white, one's black.
yeah.
So now they're in the R&B category, and he's in the pop category, but they're still rhyming and singing about the same shit.
It's true. I remember
You
that
know?
one song from NSYNC, like "This I Promise You." That is like an R&B track.
That's what I'm saying. But
yeah, but now it's just like pop slow jazz.
yeah, nigga, like it's all R&B.
It's all
Taylor
R&B.
Swift is an R&B artist.
Yeah. Well, yeah, country R&B.
She
Yeah,
does
yeah.
country, but like, you
The
know,
soft music. It's
but it's like when
yeah.
she's doing all those like poppy hits and shit, it's
oh, no,
like
they call it alternative. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
yes,
call
yes,
it
yes,
alternative,
that's
but
what
it's
it
like,
is.
yeah, dude, it's just when they say alternative, when they say pop, it's just white.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, like if Justin Bieber, who's on so many hip hop tracks, if he was a black person with the exact same voice,
Yep.
he'd be an R&B artist.
But they call him an R&B artist.
Really,
Well,
I feel like they
initially-
call him a
well,
pop artist. I feel like they call
Well,
him.
okay, I might be wrong, but I remember like there was this big debate because when he came out, he had like that poppy shit, but then
Yeah.
he started making like R&B music.
Well, I
you know?
think they might, but also too, it kind of even proves my point because it's like they might be calling him an R&B artist because he deals with more black people now.
Yeah,
Not
that's
because
what
the
it is.
sound of it's not really the sound of his music.
They're
It's not really the
segregating it,
sound of his
yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're doing more things with black people, so now you're an R&B artist.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's a weird, fucked up way to like kind of control people. Like I work at a retail store and everything, and it's like I'm listening to you know, they play, it's not Z100, but it's one of those pop fucking stations
right.
where they play shit all the time, and bro, it's 99% white songs, and then you'll have like TLC No Scrubs come on,
Huh.
and I'm like, what makes that less pop
Yep.
than that? So it's like you're intentionally not giving black people or even just minorities as a whole like more of a platform, more of a chance to have their shit still on the Billboard charts.
Right. Right.
Like less chances for revenue
Yeah.
because you're just deciding that this is white and this is not. You're not even realizing you're doing that, but
Yeah.
you're doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
agree,
fucked
man.
up.
I totally agree, man. But
You know, why is WBLS the only one playing that
that's
shit?
all I play.
Oh, it's the
now.
shit,
Oh,
but
come
but
on,
you know
man.
what I mean? It's like
yeah. Because
Z100 and that should be relatively the same in a weird way.
Yep. Because
You know?
man, yeah, it's true. Just now, because you mentioned like TLC, I remember like those awards that they won. Like it was just like best, you know, for No Scrubs, best hip hop track,
Yes.
best hip hop song, and No Scrubs is like poppy.
Yes.
It's definitely poppy.
They play
So
them
it's just
on pop fucking channels and shit.
Right.
And, like, all that shit. So it's like, what does this even really
It's like
mean?
if a white man does a song with a black man who's an R&B artist,
yeah.
they'll be like, oh shit, he entered the realm of R&B. But if a black man goes into a white man's song,
Oh, then it's a whole
it's
fucking
a whole
thing.
different thing. You
Then
know,
it's
like he's trying to say
he's
R&B, they're like,
giving
no,
up
this
a
is
part
pop.
of himself
Yeah,
to do this.
yeah.
And it's like, you know what's funny is, again, like I started thinking about this stuff, you know, working at the store and everything, listening to all this music, because it's like, number one, nowadays we all listen to fucking Spotify and everything, so
Right.
our shit is so curated to who we are as people.
Yeah.
So it's very, very different, you know, but like, I started like, you know, sometimes they play like old rock and roll and shit like that. It's all
Right.
like white stations and everything, right? But then every once in a while they'll play like a soul song or something like that.
Agree.
Right? And so you're hearing this kind of like overlap, right? And I don't know, I was just thinking like you're starting to hear a lot of songs because I listened to like Jamaican music when I was younger, but I started listening to like a lot of soul music, 70s music just in general,
Yeah,
and you hear
that's the
shit.
best.
Yeah, oh yeah,
The
but
best.
like there's that Stevie Nicks song. Like I don't know if you ever heard it. You might have heard it from School of Rock,
Yeah.
where it's like what is it? Just like the one-winged dove sings a song, they're singing.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby, ooh. Do you know what I mean?
I like how we like.
Yeah,
you
we
know.
did. Nigga, that shit was lit.
Yo, sign us,
That was so-
sign us, JC.
That was so lit though. That was. That's why I was like, say School of Rock, and he's gonna know what you're
That's
talking
it.
about. He's gonna know what you're talking about.
That's it, man. We
But
gotta
that-
get an album deal.
That song is a straight banger, right?
Right.
That song
definitely.
is such a banger. Like the whole thing, it's fucking great. Like
Right.
I love that thing to death. But it's like, you know, at that time there was this big fight on like disco and shit. Like I think it was like Detroit. It was like they had where they have the Detroit Tigers. There's a giant baseball field where they just burned a bunch of disco songs, and because back in the day it was like rock and roll and disco sucks and
Yeah,
all that
disco's
shit.
Dead and
Which
shit.
really it was more just like black people and gay people are making music and we feel threatened by that, and we don't like that. You know what I mean? But you have someone like Stevie Nicks, you know what I mean, who's such a deep part of rock. She's from Fleetwood Mac and everything like that. Huge. And she's making songs like this, and it's like, this is disco.
Yeah.
This is disco. This is soul. This is funk,
Yeah.
R&B.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and you're like, all these people were so gifted at the same time. And if they didn't have these hard lines
Right.
drawn on who they could have fucking hung out with,
Yep.
God, the music they could have made.
Yeah, man. It's just like
You know?
it's crazy. One of our friends, Jawan, like
Can you imagine
He-
just Stevie Wonder
Yeah.
and fucking like, I don't know, like fucking Paul McCartney. I know they made Ebony and Ivory, but imagine them, like people being so used to them making songs together that they
Yeah.
wouldn't have had to make a stupid song about the fact that they're making a song together.
You know what's so funny? Like
You
they try
know?
to use, talking about Paul McCartney and shit like that. When they was
Crazy.
trying to say like, oh yeah, black people and white people can make the same type of music and it's gonna be considered the same, blah blah blah. Look at when Paul McCartney made the song with Michael Jackson.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like what realm is that? So what do you categorize that as?
Yes.
What genre? And and it was vice versa. When
even-
Michael made the song with Paul.
Let's even go more recent. Let's talk about 4 or 5 seconds with Paul McCartney, Rihanna, and Kanye.
Look at that.
You listen to that song. It's an acoustic song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just nice, folky kind of like melody, fun, super simple. What genre is that? What genre is that truly? Because you're having two people who are technically hip hop artists, right?
Yeah.
And then you're having this guy who is a completely not a hip hop artist. They're all working together and making one thing. What do you categorize that as?
It depends the realm. Well, it depends. I think the popularity of the person. But saying that it's like Paul McCartney, they're probably gonna either say that it's I mean, what is it? Because I haven't heard the song. Is it like acoustic? Like you said, it's acoustic. It's like folky or what is it?
It's like
Do you consider it R&B or what do you consider?
no, it's definitely not R&B.
Mm-hmm.
It is like it's like a hip hop
I'm gonna look this up while
inspired
you
folk. Where it's like, I think I had enough. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Might get a little drunk. There's no way you haven't heard that song.
Fuck no.
All of my
I'm on-
kindness.
I'm on WBLS all day.
Surrounded by
Shit.
weakness. Now I'm 4 or 5 seconds from why
I'm in love right now. My nipples just got
Yeah,
hard.
I can tell.
Goddamn.
I can tell.
Ladies, if you don't take them, I will.
But that song, it's a really really good song. I listen to that shit all the time. But it has both sides, like a soulful part of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? More of a blacker, soulful part of it or whatever. And then it has more of like, kind of a folky kind of side to it too. And it's
Yeah.
like, where do you put these things? If we didn't stuff each other in such hard categories, we wouldn't have to deal with that.
It's gonna always be like that, bro. Because if you think about it, like music is always gonna cause arguments.
Yeah.
It's always gonna cause arguments. For instance, like like recently, especially like with these hip hop lists that's coming out. It's usually at the end of the year. They used to do it on if I'm not mistaken, Sway used to do it with he was on a round table, I think with 2 or 3 or 4 more artists and everything, and they discussed like the best songs of the year, right?
Mhm.
So now it's like these things I think are made in order for us to like discuss and also argue.
Yeah.
Especially now with like okay, 2 perfect examples. B Dot.
Yep.
B Dot made a list of 2022's best artists of the year so far. And then like he'll start throwing like number 1 would be Kodak Black, and then number 2 would be I don't know, Chingy. And it's just like fuck, what
Yeah.
Chingy? And then you have Jay-Z like at 20. But I'm just,
Yeah,
I'm throwing it out there because like these lists are so absurd sometimes, but it causes these arguments to
That's
occur.
absolutely true.
It's like good barbershop talk, right? And then again with the Rolling Stones did the same thing when it came to best albums of all time. Like Cardi B was number 12. Meanwhile, you had Reasonable Doubt, you had God's Son Nas, you had like mad hard hitting albums like lower than Cardi B. Not knocking Cardi B because I like Cardi B's music, but I'd rather listen to Reasonable Doubt before listening to Cardi B.
Of course.
And Reasonable Doubt, especially in the hood, Reasonable Doubt was like
it's the Bible,
like the blueprint of people who were up there. Like that drug talk. Like drug dealer type of music. That was like our type of Bible. And then people who weren't in that, it's like shit. I kind of want to be like that. I want to come up. So it's like those are the type of albums that actually inspire people. But like I'm like, damn. Going back to that, it's just like these lists when it comes to categories of genre, when it comes to like albums of the year, when it comes to best artists, like these things are caused in order to like almost
rile you up.
Yeah,
dude.
to rile you up. It's great barbershop talk.
Yeah.
We call it and for those who don't know what barbershop talk is, it's like it's just
talking in
conversation. You're gonna get all rowdy and shit. Nah, nigga, you fucking wildin'. Like, what you mean? What you mean Lil Nas X is better than Nas, the real Nas? That type of shit. That type of behavior. But it's so fucking funny, man, because it's just like look what we're doing. We just like spoke probably like 30 minutes about music.
Bro, we got a half hour in on barbershop.
Just
talk.
on barbershop talk.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, it's
real.
Just, I think that segregation is good. But then it's also like, you know what I'm trying to say? Well,
that's a hell of a soundbite.
When it comes to the genre.
Segregation is good. End
when
of
it comes
show.
to the genre.
We're done. See you later, guys. This has been False Prophets Podcast.
Hear me out. Dicks.
Yeah, right. Dick settlements.
Dick settlements. No, the segregation with that when it comes to like arguing about like what really is music and stuff like that is dope because like it's healthy if you do it the right way.
Yes.
But it could be dangerous. But also, it's just like, I think Rolling Stones, they're doing this in order to cause that uproar again because you don't hear these conversations in the barbershop anymore.
Well, I think it's also, too,
barely.
Nowadays, awareness of anything is so splintered because of social media.
Right.
Like, everybody lives in their own algorithm. Yeah. So the only way you can get people paying attention to one thing is if they hate it.
Right.
So, no matter what that is. So you just try to do something to spark attention and get people arguing over things. Now everybody's paying attention to that thing. And they're trying to listen to it just to see if they like it or don't like it.
Right.
So like people were talking about again with Jack Harlow, right? Before the last album came out, they were saying, how much that album was going to sell. The album comes out, people are saying it's kind of mid, it's not that great, blah 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 blah. But from all those blogs and all those fucking podcasts talking about how it was just okay or whatever, think about how many more people actually went and listened to it.
I was one of those. Yeah. I was one of those because I was just like,
I gotta see.
Yeah,
is it good or is it not?
I didn't really, for me, I'm old school. I'm still like Jay-Z, Nas, DMX, The Lox, that type of shit. Sean Price, that type of stuff. I listen to that. So a lot of these new artists, they have to convince me.
Yeah.
You literally have to convince me. Don't get me wrong. I heard the album. The album is good. It's a little kind of like elementary when it comes to like bars and when it comes to like like the flow and shit like that.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, like but it's
because he's good. Like I can tell he's somebody that number one respects the art.
Definitely,
he respects the art of rap.
His mother introduced him to
and he is a good rapper, but he does feel like somebody that like I don't know like in 5 years he's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
but like right now, I feel like he got too much recognition too quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's gonna happen to a lot of different artists in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Now because of the internet, you blow up so quick that the world starts singing your praises, almost hoping you eventually fail.
Yeah.
And then they can talk about how you didn't do anything right.
I mean, if you fail in music now, then it's just you didn't put in the work. You just need a good poppy song, and somebody's just gonna make a dance about it on TikTok.
I know.
And once they just start playing it on TikTok, it's over. Gonna be diamond.
It's fucking over.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Like again, like it sent me to listen to his album. Yeah. So he got more stream value because of me and because of other people that thought the same way. And so this whole uproar thing is
people like getting shit into uproars, man. I mean, I remember I was even looking at Twitter again today, and I saw somebody write something about Bernie Mac, saying like, hey, like everybody show me why you think Bernie Mac is funny because I'm missing it, or some. I'm paraphrasing, but it was like because I'm missing it, or he's been missing this whole time, or some shit like that. And she got ate up on Twitter.
Man,
You know what I mean? But it's like,
they dogged her.
but it's also too. It's like she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah,
She wanted attention
she did.
and knew like, yeah, it's impossible. Like the only way you don't think Bernie Mac is funny is if you've literally never heard of him.
There you go.
I mean, even if you don't know Def Jam Bernie Mac, you grew up on the Bernie Mac show.
Yes.
Something.
The
You know what I
movies, life.
Oh, come on.
Come on, like
Fucking Friday and
Oh.
shit, man. Like,
I
I mean,
wish-
shit. Even if you got rid of all that, you still had D. Ray Davis doing impressions of him on Kanye's albums.
Exactly, man.
You know, there's something funny about that guy. How the fuck could you say something so goddamn stupid?
Do the research before you talk. And
Yeah.
oh man, I just wish more
But
people
they just
would
want
do
attention.
that. They just want attention. It's all clickbait.
But that's the thing. And then they come out with these crazy hot takes,
Yep.
right? And that's why this country is in total shambles, because everybody wants attention from hot takes. Nobody's being sincere about anything.
Yep.
So they say these wild things. People who don't have sex, are reading these statuses and taking them and making life decisions out of these things.
Right.
And they think these people are like hard-boiled activists on
Oh
whatever
my God.
pedestal they're on. And what do you see as the first reply of all these people's statuses of their strong statement? Right under it, it's a fucking reply for a link to their goddamn Etsy page. These people don't give a shit.
They don't give a fuck.
They want you to
man.
buy their shitty costume jewelry, buy
Go
a
to their
fucking
OnlyFans
bolo
page.
tie, go to a OnlyFans, do something. They don't actually care about what they're saying. The only people who care about what they're saying is us. All right.
That's it.
The only people who care about what they're saying
But-
is the False Prophets podcast, because we live by saying that we don't care about anything that we're saying.
and that's
And
how
that's
you
the
do it.
ultimate truth.
And this podcast is brought to you by I don't know.
By Dick Settlements.
Dick's Settlements.
Not only do we handle penis-related settlements, but we also handle settlements where someone's just a dick.
Yeah, we make sure
Okay.
you rise to the top.
Yeah, we will sue somebody over a shitty hip-hop list. Know that right
we
here.
stay stiff on them.
Yeah.
No, but it's so funny because like after she received so much backlash, she just wants to come out of nowhere and then she says, "Oh yeah, my Twitter page was hacked, right?" But then when after that, like under that thread, people were still dogging her. She said, "Okay, fine. Can everybody just forgive me?
Yeah.
You guys forgave Chris Brown. Fucking don't include Chris Brown on your
Yeah.
bullshit. You know what I mean?"
That number one, that guy has enough troubles, and number two, you didn't write "excuse me, miss." Okay, you didn't write
Yeah.
"run it." You didn't write "yo." You didn't write none of it. You didn't do it. You didn't
Dance
do it.
forever.
Transform ya. You didn't write that.
Come on, man.
You didn't do any of that.
Come on, man.
You came out with a hot take about how Bernie Mac sucks. That's the only thing you've ever created in your life, and it failed.
I'm pretty sure if you would have asked her who's better, like Usher or Chris Brown, she would have said Chris.
Yeah, of course.
I say Usher.
But she's just ready to throw him under the bus.
That's it.
How fucking dare you, lady?
I just love the fact that that whole like Twitter feed, that whole thread, unified Black Twitter,
I know.
in time before Juneteenth.
There,
So
yeah,
I love
exactly.
it. I love it.
We
man.
did need
So,
something,
Good
you
job.
know?
She actually did something good. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Who knows? That could be
Brandy.
it.
That was her name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And real quick, like, what's your top 5?
Top
It
five.
doesn't
what?
have to be in order.
Top 5 what?
Comedians.
Comedians? Holy shit. All right. So this is not in any order at
No
all.
order.
I would say Bill Burr,
Definitely.
Dave Chappelle,
There you go.
Louis C.K.
Ooh, nice.
And then this is gonna get tougher. I think Bernie Mac,
Mm.
and then who's my number fucking 5? This is gonna be a real tough one.
Take your time.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this one. I'm thinking about this one. I'd probably say Kareem Green.
Ooh.
If you guys don't know who Kareem Green is, he's a hilarious fucking comic. He is actually currently on the show Flatbush Misdemeanors on Showtime,
Mm.
and we're possibly going to have him as a guest on this show
There you go.
in a few weeks.
There you go.
He's a hilarious fucking comedian. He's one of those people too. Like, I love him not just because he's incredibly funny, but just also his trajectory. Like, he's an older guy, who's just been in comedy for years, and those are the people that I root for.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he is a nice person, and he does know how to play the game,
Nice.
but it's also like the world hasn't been doting on him.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's really had to fight for every inch of funny and professionalism and respect that he's ever gotten.
Mm.
And like that, means so much to me now. Like especially as like being a comedian, it's like you do it so many people where it's like there's so many people in the comedy game, no matter what scene they're in, where it's like they're not actually funny, they're just popular.
Yeah.
And these people get pushed like hard. Like half the people you see on Comedy Central, and you're like, or like those little clips you see on Instagram from Comedy Central or whatever, and you're like, that wasn't that funny. You're right. You are right. These people are like, but they're like cool and they're trendy and they're good looking, or they have just the right look, so they're there. It's the same thing as being an actor.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I see someone like Kareem Green, who is all those things, he's cool, he's poignant, he talks about things that happen, but he's also just fucking hilarious. You cannot debate how funny he is.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of comedians like that. A lot of comedians that I wish they would have had like the recognition that that we have our Kevin Harts and our Dave Chappelle's and all of that stuff, and they're really fucking funny.
But this is all the thing of the we were kind of talking about the bigger idea of marketing,
right?
And what does this mean? We were gonna bring up how everybody's been watching Stranger Things, and Kate Bush has fucking like exploded recently.
Yep.
Because everybody knows that scene where what's the chick's name? Elle? No.
Her real name is Sadie, I think, but
it's like Sam or something, right?
Yeah, I think
Sam. Yeah.
Sam.
It's Sam, and like she listens to Kate Bush, and everybody knows that scene who's seen the show, and now Kate Bush is exploding. Yeah. The thing is, everybody loves the Kate Bush songs that they're listening to. Those songs have been great even before it was on Stranger Things.
Right.
Those songs have been amazing, and it was just one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was one of those people who didn't know, but that's just how it was. If you knew, you knew. So it's like, what makes something great? Like, why are these things pushed? Is it because they're simply good and people attach themselves to them and maybe they get shittier over time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or is it just because like people are just pushing it and these artists have always been shitty?
I think
what does it mean? I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's true. And also like while music is transitioning also, like those last few like hits that actually come out, let's say for instance like rock isn't really that popular anymore, but like towards the end of like that rock period, or like emo stage, like another genre was really popping off. But those last few like songs never really popped off like that.
Yeah.
And they're actually really good songs.
True.
I don't know. That might be something that happened with Kate Bush and stuff like that. But once I heard the song, I was just like, fuck, I never knew about this artist.
No, it's a great artist.
Respect to whoever chose the music for Stranger Things, man.
They know
because
their
I'm an
80s
oldie,
shit.
man. I'm an oldie. Dude, I remember playing, oh my gosh, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. One of the best fucking albums ever. Like, they put all the music that was in Grand Theft Auto Vice City, also in San Andreas, they put it into albums. And it was like 5 CD sets type shit, because they had different radio stations and
shit
stuff.
was fly, bro.
And, bro, I'm talking about music, and again, I listen to old school. I listen to Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
I listen to, Barry White, all of this type of shit. That's what I like. And then when I heard that, on these video games, I was like, shit, I remember that song. And guess what I did? This was back in the day when you had to illegally download shit.
Going on
Share and Napster
viruses and shit.
And I did, oh my gosh, forget about it. Mama always thought I was watching porn.
I know.
I was just.
It's like I am, but I'm also getting this.
I think it was the Isley brothers, man. Like they caused this, but nah, man, it's like that, man. It's like that, and again, like Kate Bush, that song was fucking amazing, man. But just like these artists, sometimes like promotion probably has a lot to do with it, and also it's just like, I mean, some of these artists have to like just like make more like good songs.
Marketing is just so fucking crazy.
It's the industry.
It's the entire industry, but it's also like why that like. The same reasons why we're having a problem with marketing is the same reason why that chick made that awful statement about fucking Bernie Mac. Yeah. It's like people will do anything to get some sort of attention. So it's like they're willing to destroy art to make way for a new form of art that they think could make more money.
And 9 times out of 10, they're always fucking wrong.
They're always wrong.
Because like it's like these high execs, like old white men and probably like 2 or 3 black dudes in there that probably never listened to hip hop ever in their life.
Yes.
Probably never listened to that genre, and they don't respect it.
They just don't care.
You have to put more people like us into these tables, into these rooms, in order to say like, hey, listen, like, do your work. That's why I respect Chance the Rapper. He became independent, made his own music and shit like that, and he a big artist. A lot of these artists are going independent because of that, because they're able to express different type of songs. I was listening to, oh my God, I forgot the podcast, but it was it's gonna come to me. But it was a certain artist that basically said like, "Yo, I had a great fucking song with such and such person, and it never came out."
Yeah.
And they were like, "I'm pretty sure y'all would have loved to hear it." And then, like, within the industry, you have a lot of these artists that share their music with each other. They can't throw it out there.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Fuck, that album was good." Slaughterhouse, for instance.
Yeah.
It was called Glass House. Glass House never came out because of obviously industry stuff and then their personal businesses and everything. But these are the things that occur, man, and it's fucked up, man, because it's like these artists that actually make great hits, they don't really get paid the amount that they're supposed to get paid.
And you're not willing them. You're
signing
not
these contracts that ain't worth shit.
You're also just not letting them fully express themselves.
Exactly, and they want to, but they're not allowed.
If you gave them that creative freedom, they could build some crazy shit. I mean, that's why Kanye is such a controversial character and so kind of beloved. Like he's hated, obviously, for like some of his political views or how he might act in public and everything.
Right.
But everybody secretly loves him no matter how much you hate him. Number one, because we all know he is a musical genius.
Yes.
Musical genius.
Yes.
But he is a musical genius. But he's so highly paid and so revered that he's one of the very few artists that has complete and utter creative control over everything that he puts out.
And it sucks because
it's beautiful.
We needed more artists like that. We needed more people back in the days that could have. I mean, but it was tougher back in the days.
But
you didn't have the funds. You didn't know what you didn't know how to make it by yourself. I think back in the days, somebody like Michael Jackson was able to do these type of things and actually own.
There's always one. There's always one, but that's just how it is. It's like crabs in the barrel, and it's like there's tons of people with, I don't know, might not be as good as Kanye or whatever, but there's a million Kanyes out there that are, they might do one specific type of thing, but there's a secret album that they have that they've never really showed anybody. Exactly, that has a totally different fucking sound.
And somebody else was part of that project.
Exactly.
And they're not signing off on shit. And they're not giving artists
or
the royalties that they deserve.
Dude, or it's not even somebody else isn't a part of that project. Yeah. It's just their project, but the label is like, this is not who we signed up for you to be.
Exactly.
And we're not gonna pay for you to release.
Exactly. Look what happened.
Even if you do, we're not gonna like shop it around.
Look what happened to Sister Nancy. If you guys never know about Sister Nancy, it's a great song. Bam bam boya, one tan tan bam. That reggae song, which is a great fucking song. The song was that shit. Yeah. It was in movies. It was in video games.
Oh yeah,
it was everywhere, man. And the sister never received, for 32 years, never received royalties. For that song.
Grimy.
It wasn't until like recently when she was just like, yo, man, like, people are like capitalizing off of my music, off of my sound, off of my words. Like, she has to do something. She won a court case. She didn't win back 32 years of that. She only won 10 years. Only 10 years of royalties she was able to win back. And like, she only owns 50% of basically that song. But it's just
still something.
That's the type of behavior that going into like the music industry and going into these types of things, you got to be careful with what you sign.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, especially these young artists that are coming up, they just want to be signed. They're like, sign on the dotted line right here. They don't get you. People got to get lawyers.
Well, it's also too, especially because a lot of these people, they had no, like, it was different back in the day in the sense that like there was a lot of like hierarchies to things. I think you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like now you can just put some shit out on YouTube and it could go viral and people are just hitting you up, dude.
Yeah.
So it's like you're some kid who lives in fucking like Tampa. You made one fucking massive hit,
SoundCloud,
and now everybody's just hitting you up, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'll take $1 million." So
back in the day, you had to join the Illuminati.
Yeah, you did. you had to go through the Nori door.
It's the Nori door.
The Nori door.
It was like
as Hassan Campbell would say. You have to go through the Nori door. Somebody's playing with your butt in there.
Oh man, nah, man, but yeah, man, like. Music, man. Oh, I feel for these artists, man, that are coming out now, and the ones that are actually doing it the right way. I actually still feel for them because you still got to be careful. You have to walk on eggshells, especially doing these types of things. That's why I big up to Jay-Z, and especially like Tidal also, which is a streaming platform that's actually like giving artists more money. As opposed to these other things. It's always
also big up to people like Tory Lanez, who is fully independent and is making his own music and still coming out with hits and stuff like.
And still writing.
Yeah, still writing and shit like that. And it's like, dude, that shit takes a lot, especially like to be independent at that level is such an insanely hard thing to do. That's another thing too that people don't talk about. It's like everybody talks about going independent. But going independent at that level is so hard because there's so many things going on.
Yeah.
I mean, Tory Lanez, he said he doesn't even have a manager. He's his own manager. So he's setting up his own
Respect.
tour dates and shit like that. It's like, dude, that is
Respect.
wild. That is wild. So it takes a lot of effort, but I would say, yeah, give that term a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Don't just sign on the dotted line for just anybody.
definitely, man.
You know, unless it's us. We're
Yeah.
opening up our own record label.
Yeah.
This whole half hour has just been about us secretly opening up the False Prophets record label. So if you tired of your manager
That's
dancing
right.
in all the videos, come to False Prophets.
We're gonna hand out a couple of IOUs the first few years.
Yeah.
A couple of IOU slips. I got you.
We'll get you back.
I got you, motherfucker.
We'll get
I
you
got
back
you.
for that
bro.
one.
We got you.
We got
But
you.
yeah,
dog.
man, we went on a whole rant about music, man.
We
I
really
enjoy
did.
this. These are the type of conversations that we usually have, behind the camera and stuff
all the
like
fucking
that.
time.
We shared a couple of laughs and everything, so that's
Yeah.
dope. But to end off, man, I wanna speak about the rapper Trouble.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Trouble, man. We send our
R.I.P., dude.
condolences to your family and everything. He was recently shot and killed while visiting a female friend and everything, man. And it's sad, man. It's sad because you have like a lot of these artists that are about to like pop off. And mind you, he wasn't even doing, to our knowledge, he wasn't doing anything bad. He
No.
wasn't selling no drugs and none of that type of stuff. It was over a female.
Bro, he
And-
literally did a show like hours before. He goes to this girl's house. Apparently, she had been dating somebody for like 3 years.
Yeah.
They broke up. A couple weeks later, he's hanging out with her, and the ex or whatever. I don't know if he broke into her home or
Yeah, he
just still
broke
had the
into it.
keys. He broke into.
Yeah, I believe.
He found them like I don't even think he found them sleeping together like physically. Like he just found them sleeping in the same bed.
Yeah, he kicked in the bedroom though. That's what it was.
Some shit like that, and they got into a fight, and the dude fucking shot him, and
Shot him.
it's such a sad thing
Young
because
cat.
it's like, it's one thing to see people get caught up in the way that like Young Thug gets caught up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it's fucked up. There's systemic racism and shit like that and everything. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it boils down to people making certain choices that get them into trouble. But this guy, he just liked a girl.
Yeah.
He was just cool. He was laid up with her. And honestly, too, I mean, if you know performers, especially rappers, like for him to have done a show, he's tired as fuck. For him to have done a show and left and go to hang out with her
Yeah.
means that he actually really liked that girl.
Yeah.
Because the simple fact of it is, it's like he's probably either too tired or there were tons of girls there
Right.
that would have fucked him in 2 seconds.
But he went specifically there.
He went specifically to that girl's house to hang out with her, to connect with her. And it's just wrong. And I mean, like, me and Manny kind of talked about it, like why we wanted to discuss this, because in this podcast we definitely talk about how things are lined up against men and sometimes, and how women can end up doing wrong. But we do want to illustrate that there are plenty of men that do wrong also too.
Yep.
And that's the main root of it all, is kind of like toxic male jealousy and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, there are women who lie, but if there weren't men who did such devious shit all the time, there wouldn't be as much room for women who lie.
Yeah.
There's a reason why those things are so readily believed, and it's because a lot of men can't really sit there and own up to how they feel in the moment and be mature about how they feel.
And it's just like this type of behavior, man, it's just been passed on throughout like years and years and fucking years. Like that doesn't make you gangster. That doesn't make you any tougher. Like
No.
look what you're doing now.
Killing
man.
some guy who fucked your girl does not make you gangster
Now somebody's
at all.
gonna fuck you in jail. Like that's the type of
Exactly.
fucking stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro.
You're gonna become somebody's booty
Somebody's
goon. Like,
bitch.
come on, man. Like you can't do that type of shit, man. And that shit has to stop, man. You got a bunch of young rappers passed away last year, and then this year the same shit happened. Like,
Yep.
dude, one that hit me really hard was Nipsey Hussle. I was like, God damn.
Yep.
I seen the video too, and I'm like, oh, for what? For nothing.
Different.
nothing.
It's all because men are hypnotized with hate,
Yeah,
as
The
Lil
shit-
Boosie would say.
Yeah,
Hypnotized with hate.
exactly.
You keep that shit in your fucking heart. You have all this animosity to all these different dudes,
Agreed.
and it's fucking wrong. It's like the dude who broke into that girl's house and shot Trouble. You know what you also could have did? Opened up Tinder. That's a fact. You could have just
Yeah.
opened up Tinder. You could have
Yeah.
opened up Hinge. You could have
Yeah.
went to a bar and talked to another girl.
That's it.
You
All
didn't
for
have to.
what?
And it doesn't matter. Like, you could have. I'm not saying you didn't love that woman and she
Right.
wasn't your heart, but she didn't deserve to be put through that, and
Yeah.
he certainly didn't deserve to be put through that either.
Yeah.
Be mature, grow the fuck up, and in case any other dick related things happens, make sure to talk to Dick's Dick Settlements. Okay.
Great way to end off the show.
To
people.
handle your dick
That's
issues.
it.
We'll work hard for you.
Oh man, I loved it.
Yeah, man.
I love this episode. I love this segment. I love
This has been
everybody
great
for tuning
time,
in,
guys.
Man. Thank you for hearing us.
It's been great. We're blowing up too. Every
That's it.
single episode, we're getting more and more views.
Definitely.
This has been great. The battery's 9, so we'll sum this up quick. Guys, if you are on Instagram or Twitter, look me up at Phil Risdon, PhilRizdon. You can also find me on Instagram at Grove Street Comedy. On there, just Grove Street Comedy spelled the way it's usually spelled. And please follow us on Instagram at False Prophets Pod.
Definitely. And you guys can follow me on Instagram, Manny Perez BK, and on Twitter is YA_BOY_Manny. Your boy Manny on Twitter. And guys, thank you for deep in the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for giving us feedback and everything. And please like and subscribe anything and everywhere that we are on. And again, thanks again. And we're the False Prophets Podcast.
There you go.
Peace out.
Peace out.